Hello, everyone. Welcome to Blessed Butterfly Tarot. I have your February 2023 readings here. I have already done the readings and I'm actually recording all of this afterwards. So I went ahead and just kind of intuitively picked these crystals here for you to choose from as far as how we're going to see your month. Okay, so we looked into your spiritual life, your love life, and your personal life, and then we got a general overview of what your month will be looking like. Okay, so go ahead and pick your pile for pile number one. We have this beautiful piece of pyrite. For pile number two, we have a piece of raw Amazonite. And for pile number three, we have lapis lazuli. Okay, so go ahead and take your time and pick a pile, and I will join you in your reading. Hello, pile number one. This is going to be your February reading. I went ahead and pre-shuffled the tarot cards. I am using the Threads of Fate Weaver Tarot, I believe it's called. Let me just look at the box really quick. Yeah, the Threads of Fate, the Weaver Tarot. Okay, so I really love this tarot deck. It does give me intuitive messages that may or may not be the original meanings of the card. So you have been warned. I don't want to hear, oh, that's not what this card means or that's not what that card means. But I will be picking up on the messages intuitively. So be prepared for that, okay? So let's go ahead and get started with your reading. I'll just go ahead and flip over. Okay, so the Sovereign of Cups. If you can see that, let me turn on the light here. There we go. The Sovereign of Cups. The next card is the Conqueror of Coins, which is, I believe that's the Knight of Pentacles. And the Sovereign of Cups is the Queen of Cups, just to kind of clarify. They do use different terms on some of these tarot cards. Yes. So, oh, the Six of Swords in reverse. I love this deck. And finally, the Eight of Cups in reverse as well. Oh my goodness, that's so interesting. Okay, I'm being a little OCD here. I know. I'm sorry. So anyway, um, so for your February 2023 month, this is honestly looking like your month might be focused on relationships. Okay, so I'm getting that from the Queen of Cups here, especially as your first card. There could be a little bit of issues surrounding somebody here that for some reason or another you guys are not seeing eye to eye. This is what I'm seeing, because the Queen of Cups here is in reverse while the Knight of Coins is upright. So for me, that's saying that you guys are not, first of all, on the same page. Okay, but I do see that you guys have made the decision to go ahead and try and work it out. The Six of Swords in reverse and the Eight of Cups in reverse. You know, ironically, the Six of Swords and the Eight of Cups both have similar meanings, and they're both in reverse. And so that's the first thing that is really interesting about these two cards here. So it's instantly telling me that there is a relationship that you are deciding to work on. I am also, strangely enough, getting a message of work and career here with this Conqueror of Coins upright. It could be a job that I'm getting for some of you guys. It is not a job that is very emotionally satisfying for you, but it is something that pays the bills. And so you're trying to kind of work through it and trying to make the most out of the situation. I do see here that it is a supportive environment. I do get that, but it's not where your heart is. So February might be actually a little bit of a slow paced month for you. I don't see you really having too much going on mentally or emotionally or anything like that. It seems like I just get the feeling like you're just trying to get by, basically. For some of you guys, you have other plans in motion. Again, I'm getting this message of like career. You have like some type of career change or something that you're trying to make. Like you're in the process of making a career change. However, this job or whatever it is that you're doing right now to help pay the bills is something that is intermediary for you. So you're just kind of like, okay, well, let me work on this side project while I have my 9 to 5, for example. This is just an example. So yeah, so while you're working on that, I do see here that it is kind of like a slow and steady wins the race type of thing. And do see that whatever this is that you're working on is something that is more emotionally fulfilling for you. It is something more so that you want to do. It's something that, like, say for example, you're at your job and you're just kind of like grinding and doing what you can to get by, and then once you start working on this side project, there's like a pickup in the pace. I'm just getting that from this sword here because I mean this is the Conqueror of Coins, right? So it's supposed to be for coins, but like this sword here is really making me think like all of a sudden you brighten up, you get a lot of energy, and you just start putting a lot of a lot of passion into what it is that you're doing. Yeah, because it's very interesting that this card right here is supposed to be the Conqueror of Coins, but there's a sword here. So it's kind of giving me an energy of sword energy, basically, which is mental clarity, sharpness, communication, right? So yeah, I really see that it's something that brings you a lot of joy, a lot of passion, and Spirit is saying that you should continue working on it, and what you're doing, basically keep going. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull some oracle cards for you just to see what advice Spirit has in regards to your month overall. Let's see. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and see what specific areas in the month that you'll. I'm mixing up what I'm supposed to be doing. Sorry, guys, but I just got off a phone call and it did kind of throw me a little bit off balance, but it's okay. Okay, so we'll go ahead and see what is going to go on in your love life, your personal life, and then in career and finance. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do three cards, three oracle cards. Okay. Oh, wow. So protection and courage. Yes. So that's for your love life. Yeah. So for those of you guys who are having that issue with a relationship, um, I am seeing that this relationship is protected. I'm actually getting two split messages here. So take it as it resonates. For the first group, and take these readings as it resonates. I've said that already, but I need to reiterate because when we do these readings, they're basically just confirmation of things you already know. I'm not telling you anything that you don't know, okay? So, just as a reminder, okay? So, there are two messages here. The first one is that your relationship is being protected, okay? And with this courage, I see that with this Eight of Cups and Six of Swords in reverse, okay? So you guys are just kind of like, I'm feeling like you guys are basically like holding your tongue. I am getting a strength. Oh, there is a lion here. Yeah, so I am getting like a strength card type of energy where, you're looking to keep the peace, basically. You're restraining yourself. And for me, I'm getting the energy that it's in a good way. I'm seeing that you're kind of learning from some of your past mistakes. You could have been somebody who had maybe emotional outbursts in the past before, but because you're trying to, improve on the relationship, you're looking to improve yourself as well. So you're kind of like being more constrained in the relationship, and you're, just kind of, yeah, you're just kind of biting your tongue a little bit for the sake of peace. And that's what I see there. The other message, and like I said, you'll know, the other message here is saying that so you guys, there are some of you who are in a relationship and you have been working at this for some time. This is a relationship, I'm getting the energy that it's a relationship that you've been working on for some time. And Spirit is saying that if you were to take the courage to walk away from this relationship, that you have protection here from your spirit guides, okay? So, yeah, so let's go ahead and continue with the reading. Oh, wow. And on the bottom of the deck, it's willpower, okay? So, yeah, that further confirms what I was saying. So, yeah, just having kind of like the willpower to take that step out of the relationship, and spirit has your backs. You're protected here. um yeah, so let's go ahead and see what oracle cards for your personal life. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Wow. And on the bottom of the deck, look at that. Look at that closure. Yeah, so this this message seems to also extend to the career too. I'm getting, yeah, this is really tying up here. So, for those of you who are, working on that the side hustle that you guys have, I am getting that message here that, yeah, Spirit is really giving you that courage. And I'm getting energy as well to do what you have to do, basically, more so, so that you can have that strength, that willpower, that courage to step into something bold. I'm really feeling like it's something that is very different from what you normally do. I mean, she's holding the earth and the moon, and I don't know, there's something about here this that is telling me that it's just very different from what you normally do, okay? And if she has the strength to hold like a whole planet, right, then you have the strength to go ahead and step out and do what it is that you really want to do. I mean, yeah, like I said, you just can't, I can't make this up. Okay, so this message keeps repeating itself. Let's pull some messages for your spiritual life. Okay, we're switching gears here. Let's pull messages for your spiritual life because this career finance message is getting a little redundant. Let's find out what's going on with your spiritual life this way, okay? I mean, you guys are seeing me shuffle. Hopefully, I think it's on camera. I'm pretty sure. It's hard to see because the camera is like far from me, but I hope you guys can see. Like, I'm shuffling. There's no way I could have pulled that card. It was already on the bottom of the deck anyway. And sometimes that's what I love about tarot because, and just reading these messages in general, because these messages, they come at their own will, basically. So for your spiritual life, let's see what's going on. Wow, strength. And wow, and at the bottom of the deck is spirit guide. You know, it's interesting because that was at the bottom of the deck before when I was reading the other cards. So, wow. So, Spirit is really with you guys. Your Spirit team is really sending you guys messages as far as like direction and what to do. So, you guys already have, I'm getting that you guys have a connection to Spirit already. Um, and if you don't, you will soon. February will be that month, and I am getting that also with this Queen of Cups here in reverse. This could be through astral projection, meditation, even in your dream state. I'm getting that there's going to be a connection here with a spirit guide, and oh yeah, and her eyes are closed here in this card here. So yeah, dreams, meditation. Um, I'm hearing like guided meditations. They do have guided meditations on YouTube. Um, I've I've never done those myself, but I hear that they're pretty good. But guided meditations on YouTube, or even going, they have like, I guess, people who specialize in that type of thing and helping you connect with your spirit guides, like psychics and mediums and stuff like that, that will help you with connecting. Um, I am getting that there is one spirit guide in particular who has been communicating with you more so than others. The spirit guide is pretty pretty consistent. You get messages pretty consistently from you, and you probably dismiss it as just kind of like your own thoughts. But and you don't carry them through is what I'm hearing. You dismiss them like, oh yeah, that's just me being silly, or oh, I don't know what I'm talking about, it was just a dream, or I'm just getting this feeling of like you dismissing it. But spirit is saying you should try to kind of keep a dream journal and see how some of these dreams are not activating, but how they're pertaining to some of your real life. Some situations in your real life. So they have dream interpretation guides and stuff like that online where you can kind of look up symbols and stuff like that to see what your dreams are trying to hint at. Because I am seeing that there is a lot of guidance to be given to you when you're in an alternate state of mind. Okay. If some of you, and I'm not promoting it, if some of you guys, um, you know, do, uh, how do I say this so I'm not like offending anyone on YouTube? If some of you guys do any mind altering substances, um, there are there are messages in those states as well. Hopefully, I'm not offending anyone. I'm not promoting it, like I said, but that was just a message that I got. Okay. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and get some advice from Spirit for your month. We'll go ahead and pull 3 cards from the Spirit Animal Oracle. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's upside down. Okay, so Giraffe Spirit, see the big picture. Elephant Spirit, learn from the past. And Dove Spirit, be peace. Wow. So this again ties into what we were saying. So see the big picture. So yeah, so some of you guys may get discouraged from pursuing your passions with the Six of Swords and Eight of Cups in reversed. So yeah, Spirit is saying to see the big picture. At the end of the day, you have to do what is best for you. But seeing the bigger picture, you know, helps you to really focus on your dreams. Sometimes we get so caught up in the details that it can be very overwhelming. Okay, so the giraffe has a notoriously long neck. Okay, so he could see over like the African plains and everything like that. So he's able to see everything from a distance. Do you think he's going to be worried about, say, for example, like the ants or the lizards that are like 10 feet from him? No. I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't work on those little details, but focusing on the big picture and seeing the end goal and focusing on the end goal, that's going to really help you to continue doing what you're doing. Okay. So Elephant Spirit, learn from the past. Again, so if you guys are, say, for example, faulting yourself for some past mistakes, again, with these last 2 cards here, the Eight of Cups and Six of Swords in reverse, just having trouble letting go of your past mistakes, whether it is that you've hurt someone, Oh, wow. So I am getting the message of emotional manipulation with this Queen of Cups in reverse here. And so if you guys, this is a harder message to send because, yeah, so if you guys had somebody, whether it be a romantic relationship, um, a older sibling, or even a parental figure that manipulated you in the past, they, a lot of times, unfortunately, when situations like that happen, the other person sees something in you that you're unable to see in yourself at that time. And so, what some people do is they work to try to keep you small and to try to keep you beneath them. And so, you have to learn from that and you have to say, I am more than what I am allowing myself to be at this time. And there is more for me. And you have to feel worthy of that. There, that's the word I'm looking for. So you have to feel worthy of that. And, honestly, that does take some time. And I'm seeing here that you are trying, you are doing your best, pile number one. You're doing your best. But that first step is in the right direction and you are trying. Yes, it might be hard. Yeah, it might be mentally and emotionally draining sometimes, but you're doing the work and you're, pushing past the boundaries that unfortunately other people had set in they had set for you. So, you're doing your best. You're pushing through it just like these elephants. I mean, elephants are as big and intimidating as they are. They're gentle spirits, right? Because you have this card here, be peace. And so, I'm really getting an energy of compassion here. You may be a water sign, or you may have dominant earth and water placements. Okay, that's what I'm getting here. So, but I am getting that you are somebody who, you look to keep the peace. And I'm just kind of getting that, you've kind of made yourself to feel small a little bit in order to keep the peace in certain aspects because you have to choose your battles wisely, okay? So being bold sometimes will work to your benefit and having the courage to know when to back down in a situation can also be beneficial. And so that's where you kind of have to discern what is what and which situation is best, okay? So that's all the messages that I have for you today for your month of um, February 2023, you guys. So I hope this message resonated with you. If it did, leave a like, a comment, subscribe to my channel. You can share the content if you want. But I hope that you guys enjoyed the messages, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, pile number two. Welcome to your reading for February 2023. I went ahead and shuffled the cards. I am using the Threads of Fate, the Weaver Tarot for this reading. I do get a lot of intuitive hits when I use this card versus having the original Rider-Waite Smith pictures available. So we'll go ahead and get the messages for your overall month. Then we'll go ahead and pull some oracle cards as far as your love life, your personal life, and your spiritual life. And then finally, we'll go ahead and get some oracle cards for advice from Spirit for your month. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first card is Death. Can you see that? Yeah, so pretty. I love this deck. The second card is the Moon in Reverse. And the third card is the Four of Coins, otherwise known as the Four of Pentacles, upright. Okay. All right. So this is a big month for you, pile number two. If I remember correctly, I think you're the only pile that has any major arcana for your tarot spread, and you don't have just one, you have two. So with this death here, I am getting this message of rebirth and regeneration. So you could be changing something physical about yourself, because this snake here is just really kind of giving me that idea of shedding its skin, right? So I'm really getting that it's something physical. For some of you. For some of you guys, it could be mental here with this moon in reverse, but for most of you, I am getting that it is physical. This is totally random, but some of you guys could be getting some type of surgical procedure going on. This surgical procedure is probably something subtle, something that a lot of people might not be really it might not be very apparent to most people. Say, for example, laser eye surgery. So that's just an example. Or dental surgery with some of the teeth here, or some of the images here make me think of teeth. So some of you guys could be going through some type of surgical procedure. But yeah, I am getting here this message of death and transformation. So you guys could be coming out of, I'm hearing a dark night of the soul with this moon in reverse. So I'm getting kind of hermity vibes here. You guys could have been in a hermit mode before, just kind of isolating yourself and just focusing on yourself and your spiritual life. And you're ready to kind of like emerge and come out into the world and really put yourself out there. I'm seeing like a huge transformation for you, pile two, just in the sense like people who knew you before, they're not going to recognize you. By the end of February, they're going to be like, who is this? It's going to be a positive change for a lot of people. Of course, you're going to have some people who just, for whatever reason, just can't be happy with you. And there are going to be a few people who try to throw some shade on your name here. I'm getting, but this, you're protected. I'm getting that you're protected, not just by spirit, but there is somebody in your close vicinity who just, they don't play about you, basically, pile two. They hear what's going on, and this person who's trying to throw shade on your name, they get checked, okay? So you're protected in that sense. I'm getting, for some of you, this could be like some type of friend group that could be changing as well. Some of you guys could be having a little tension, I'm getting, in the friend group, and just your friend circle in general is going to shift and change. And the people that you surround yourself with, it, it's not going to look the same by the end of the month, basically. Um, yeah, so some people, they're not going to vibe with this change that you're doing, but this is something that I'm seeing is really for your betterment. Um, yeah, so that's really mostly what I'm getting here. With this Four of Coins, I am getting also that there is a message here of kind of spending. If you guys are looking to get the surgical procedure, what or or some type of whatever it is that you're doing, basically that is transforming you this month. I'm being told that you may find more affordable options. Okay. So there is this message here in the Four of Coins, basically to save your coins. All right. Because there are more affordable options that could do you better than the original ones that you've seen. Just make sure to do your research and just to find out which ones work best for you. Okay. So yeah, so that's a little bit of a short reading, which is really interesting because, I mean, like I said, it's a huge change for you. It's a huge transformation for you. So um, that's really the biggest message that I'm getting from most of you here in this pile. So let's go ahead and get some oracle cards and see just what is going on in your love life, because you are bringing sexy back, pile two. Yeah, because this death card, it just looks so sexy. I don't know what it is. It's just like the way, like the snake is like coiling and then it's going up to this rose. So it's just kind of making me think of, the feminine parts, if you know what I mean. Um, right? And like the snake itself can be kind of seen as like phallic. So it's just kind of like this combination of like masculine and feminine energy, which is really interesting because death itself is representative of Scorpio, right? Or scorpionic energy. And Scorpio is ruled by both Pluto and Mars. So Scorpio is itself a combination of masculine and feminine energy. And then again, you have this moon card, which is representative of, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Cancerian energy, which is feminine. Again, more feminine energy. So there's a lot of water here in your cards. So you could be a Scorpio, a Cancer. I'm hearing Gemini as well, or some type of water and air placements. Yeah, and see, even these mountain peaks, they could look like, another female body part. Use your imagination, you guys. I heard YouTube is just getting stricter and stricter these days, okay? So I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes here. All right, so let's just pull some oracle cards for what's going on for your romantic life. Okay, and the first card we have here, oh my goodness, is good luck. I mean, that's really, really interesting. So, yeah, with good luck, I mean, I see that you guys are really just having a pretty, honestly, I'm seeing a pretty steady love life for those of you who are already in relationships. I'm kind of reading this as like your partner feeling lucky to have you in their life. um which is a really funny message. Like they just feel like, oh my goodness, they just stumbled upon this like pot of gold. If you can see it here with this cat, it's like there's a pot here of gold. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, I never saw this leprechaun here. That's almost freaky. I've never seen that leprechaun there. So so really, you have the cat here, you have Ladybug, you have the leprechaun here, the gold. I mean, this person, they just feel like they just hit the lottery with you being in their life pile too. And it's just like, oh my goodness, really like I'm just getting this message. And then the sun is just shining here in the back of the forest, and they're almost looking at you like gold basically, and like the sunshine of their life. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. For those of you who are not in relationships, I do see that I'm getting the message here that you're going to have a good, a good, pretty healthy romantic life. I'm seeing that a lot of you guys are just kind of like dating and really just looking not for anything serious. I'm really getting the energy that you're just kind of dating and just seeing who fits your list. I know that's right. You have those standards, and you go ahead and you keep them high, okay? Cuz you are this pot of gold here. All right? Cuz you are just the sexiest thing walking apparently. So they're lucky to have you in their life, and you should see yourself as that. So, hold your standards, pal, too, and look at yourself as that pot of gold that cat just stumbled upon. So, yeah, so don't settle. It's okay to date around, I think. You know, sometimes people get into these commitments so quick, and you have these people who just change their entire persona after like 1 or 2 months. And you just sometimes, unfortunately, you just never know who you're in a relationship with. So you just have to like give it time, date, hold your standards, hold your ground on certain things, and let them come to you. Okay, let them come to you. So let's see what's going on with your personal life. Pull an oracle card for that. Grieving. Oh my goodness. So I don't know how I didn't pick up on this message before. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so this death card, that brings a whole new meaning to these first two cards here. I did not expect to get this card. And if I'm being honest, this is the first time I'm actually seeing this card in this deck. Wow. And I'm really getting a lot of messages here from just the images alone. So some of you guys had a death recently in the past, because I was getting that energy of a hermit mode. You guys were in a hermit mode before, and so maybe you guys, what I'm getting is that a lot of you guys were kind of forced, or you felt forced to into that hermit mode because you just really didn't feel like dealing with people, which is completely understandable because grief is a heavy subject and it's not always easy to navigate. When you have somebody who's close to you, a friend, or an acquaintance even, that had somebody who passed away, sometimes people don't always respond in the best ways. And so, when you're already grieving, it's just too much sometimes to deal with some of the more ignorant comments that people make. They don't mean to make them. I think most people don't mean to make some of those comments that they do. But if you're already, sad and just dealing with heavy emotions, it's just too much sometimes. So, yeah, so I'm seeing here that death with the death card could be a literal death of either a loved one, a pet, even with this cat here in the good luck. Um, yeah, and it's something that for some of you guys, it has created a type of like spiritual awakening. I am getting here that um, this person who has passed on, and I hope you guys receive this message, but I am getting the message that this person who has passed on, their energy is still with you, okay? And I don't mean in the sense like, oh, you still think about them a lot, which, of course, if it's something that happened just recently, that's understandable. But I'm getting that they've become one of your spirit guides here with the moon in reverse, especially with it coming out like right underneath the moon in reverse, right? It's just kind of like very ironic. So I'm just kind of getting that this whoever it was that you lost, whether it be a pet, a friend, a family, whoever it is that you lost, that they've kind of become a spirit guide for you. And there is this connection here, and especially during your dream state, which is interesting because pile one had a message of dreams as well and meditation, and you know, but it was obviously in a different context. So some of you guys with the spirit guide, they do visit you in your dreams, and they're saying that it's okay for you to do this transformation. So some of you guys may even feel guilty. Some of you guys may even feel guilt, shame. If you feel responsible for this person or for whatever happened to this person or whatever the situation is here, I am getting this sense of like guilt. And the spirit is saying to go ahead and let that go. Yeah, so go ahead and let that go. Grieving is an ongoing process, Pile 2. There's no way I can tell you exactly how, when, or where to grieve, but it is something that is transforming you on the inside, and that transformation is going to be seen on the outside. So, you know, be in that hermit mode for as long as you need to. Okay, let's go ahead and get some messages here for your spiritual life in this upcoming month, okay? Talent. All right, that's really good. Okay, and on the bottom of the deck, commitment. Interesting. Okay, so I am getting several messages here with this commitment card. Yeah, so some of you guys could be tying the knots or getting married this month. If you are, congratulations. Hopefully, I didn't ruin the surprise. Yeah, so this person, I guess, who sees you like the pot of gold at the end of their rainbow, they don't want to lose you, right? So there could be an engagement in the works. If it doesn't happen by this month, I'm seeing that it's not long in coming, okay? But talent. So some of you guys could be talented in spirituality. You guys could be light workers. Yeah, so I am seeing that with this butterfly here, the death card, the moon. Yeah, so some of you guys are intuitive readers such as myself, and I'm flattered that you would even give me the time of day for this reading anyway. But yeah, thank you for being here. But yeah, Spirit is saying that you are talented in what it is that you do. You could even monetize your spiritual gifts here with the Four of Coins. Yeah, you could even monetize your gifts because you're just that gifted. Why am I shuffling? I don't even know. So, yeah, where was I? So your talent could be in spirituality and spiritual. You could be some type of spiritual leader in your community. So, Spirit is just kind of giving that advice of just keep going. It seems like kind of like good job is basically what I'm getting. Let's go ahead and grab some oracle cards here for as far as advice. First card is set healthy boundaries. Oh, set healthy boundaries. Interesting. Second card. That is interesting. Oops. Wow, your other two cards just literally flew out at me. Hold on one sec. Yeah, so, okay. So these were the two cards that flew out. The first one is Coyote Spirit, Trust and Divine Detours. And the second card is Turtle Spirit with Slow and Steady Wins the Race. Okay. So this armadillo spirit set healthy boundaries. That is just a really interesting message here. I'm kind of getting that this message of setting spiritual boundaries. So if you are a light worker, we have that connection sometimes with the spirit world. So our third eye is open, and we receive messages all the time. And if you're already dealing with a lot, sometimes that can get very overwhelming. And so I'm really feeling like this is more spiritual. I'm not getting that it's really has anything to do with your relationships. Well, it could, because I did say that I do see a change here with your friend group. Yes. Oh my goodness. So yeah, there is that change here with your friend group, and yikes. So that person that was, trying to kind of basically, in other words, put you down or defame your character, Paul too. Yeah, I'm seeing here that setting healthy boundaries with them could help you. Like I said, I did see that there was that you do have somebody who is there trying to protect you and guard you. Um, so that could be that armadillo spirit working in your favor, just to kind of keep your name from being out there, in a really negative way. So in trust and divine detours, so like I said, grieving is never easy, and it's been a while since I lost somebody in my family, and it was somebody that I hadn't even seen in a while. So like, while it did hurt, it was my grandfather, and he was 101 years old. So 101 years old, like, it's easy to kind of put in your mind, like, okay, well, this person, he's lived his life and everything like that. It didn't keep it from hurting. I had wished that he lived longer so I could see more of him, of course. But sometimes we lose people who just don't seem to, quote unquote, deserve, leaving this earth. And that's when it's harder. And so, you know, this is, like I said, I can't tell you how to grieve, but I am seeing here that it it is working in your benefit, and you are getting this divine message from this person in your spiritual team. And so when you're in that dream state, you get those messages from this person that you probably wouldn't have been able to get when they were in their physical form. Because when somebody passes or crosses over to the other side, they do take on, a different type of mentality. They are their own higher selves in that sense, right? So they don't have those physical or societal expectations or limitations on them. So they can give you that advice that is best for you without those restrictions, so you're getting that benefit from the higher realms from somebody who truly loves you and who really wants the best for you. Okay, so while it hurts right now, you have to trust in that process. Okay, so with this final card here, Turtle Spirit, slow and steady wins the race. So yeah, so I am getting here that it kind of ties back to what I was saying, just kind of taking your time grieving what you have to grieve. Cry whatever tears you have to cry. I mean, look at this moon card here. It almost looks like tears or like rain is falling around this eye, right? The eye is looking up, but it was in reverse. And so I'm getting, unfortunately, that some of you guys are not allowing yourselves to really grieve, or there's like some repressed emotions here, or you had some repressed emotions and you're just kind of coming out of that. And it's like it went from a leaky faucet to waterfalls of tears. And you just have to basically go through whatever you need to go through, because the grieving process is different and it looks different for every single person. So, you do have to kind of expel that from your energy, though, because it can't be something that holds you back. Because with these two cards here of good luck and talent, there's a world out there for you that's just kind of waiting for you to grab it by the horns, basically. And, sometimes it's not easy to do when you're going through this. So you just have to let yourself go through that process. Um, it's working out in your favor. You have to trust in divine detours. Um, and even with this situation here, with that, your friend circle changing, um, everything like that, it will work out. And you have to trust in spirit, that spirit is guiding you in the right direction, regardless of what your external circumstances are, that you're headed in the right direction, and that everything will work out for you in the end, despite what things may look like. Okay. So yeah, so these are all the messages that I have for you today, pile two. If the message resonated with you, please like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you want, if you know somebody who could receive these messages. But until next time, bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is your monthly reading for the month of February 2023. So what I did is I pre-shuffled your tarot cards. I am using uh, the Threads of Fate, the Weaver Tarot. Yeah, I had to check the box really quick. Yeah, so the Threads of Fate, the Weaver Tarot, for the tarot portion of this reading. Then we're going to go ahead and shuffle some oracle cards on camera so we can see what's going on in your love life, your personal life, and your spiritual life. And then we'll pull some final messages as far as advice from spirit for the rest of your month, okay? So let's go ahead and get started with the first card. And the first card is the Ten of Swords. The second card is the Five of Wands. And the last card is the Tower. Okay, so there's quite a bit of Mars energy here. And Mars went direct, I want to say about a week ago from the time that I am recording this video. So you have a lot of Mars energy here with the Five of Wands and the Tower. Five of Wands is representative of fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And then the Tower is actually ruled by Mars. So, so there's a lot of action going on here. These are some really action-oriented cards. So I am seeing here that you're surrounded by just a lot of energy, whether that be spiritual or just or physical. There's just kind of like a lot going on around you, pile number 3, and it seems like it could be overwhelming. With this Tower card here and this Ten of Swords, there's something that came to a very quick ending that you just really did not expect. So I'm seeing here, with the Ten of Swords, it's usually like with the Rider-Waite-Smith card, it's usually somebody who's laying face down in the dirt with 10 swords in his back, right? Here, it's 5 swords piercing 2 hands with, it looks like 5 swords each. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it looks like 5. Oh no, so it's 4 here, and then 2 from above here that's piercing each hand. So with these 2 swords here coming from the top, it seems like there was something that you were already having an issue with. This could be a difficult month for you. Pile number 3, I can't even sugarcoat it. Why would I? I'm sorry if 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 that hits you out of nowhere, but I have to tell it like I see it. But so these 2 swords here, they're coming out of nowhere and they're piercing the hands when the hand already had 4 swords each piercing them. And then there were 2 that came in to just kind of like complete the job, basically. So I am seeing a lot of like unexpected changes here, and this could cause some tension in some of your personal relationships. I'm seeing here that it's also causing some issues internally. So this could be a difficult month for you. Let's see what if we could kind of clarify this. Let me go get my other tarot deck. One second. Yeah, so let's go ahead and see if we can clarify this Ten of Swords. Five of Swords. Yes. I'm sorry, not Five of Swords, Seven of Swords. So, yeah, so there is someone, it seems, unfortunately, they may kind of be working behind the scenes. Um, or maybe it's you kind of working behind the scenes. And whatever this situation is causing rapid change for you. So, let me get another clarifier. Okay, this kind of came out sideways, but it seems like the Ten of Pentacles in reverse wanted to show itself. So it could be something that is going on with your family. Did you guys have somebody pass away in your family? Or a sudden loss of a loved one with these two dogs here? If you did, you might have been drawn to pile number 2. If you have a chance to check out the reading there, I think it would resonate with you. I actually was getting that message initially when I was flipping over the Threads of Tate Tarot, but I just wasn't sure exactly. But if you had a loss in your family, yeah, you might want to check that out. But yeah, so I am seeing here that this could be something that is going on with your family. There's like some tension that's going on with your family. Somebody could be moving away suddenly, or you could be moving away with the Seven of Swords here. And maybe not a lot of people know about it until last minute. So you could be maybe surprising like your family with this news that you're suddenly moving away. Yeah, I'm not seeing that it's really going to go down too well. They don't seem to be taking it very well, is what I'm getting. Is there a way that pile number 3 can have this outcome work out for them? Oh God, that's too many cards. That's too many cards. Let's try that again. The Queen of Wands flipped over first, but let's just make sure because oh wow, the Ten of Swords came out again. With those other cards, but let's just see, is there a way that pile number 3 can make this situation work out for their better? Don't tell the other piles, but I did not do this for them, but your message was so wow. The Queen of Wands, so she did flip out first, so I guess she was the one who had originally wanted to come out. And at the bottom of the deck, oh, we have the Knight of Cups. Oh my goodness, finally some good news for you, file through. Because I was just wondering, I was like, oh my goodness, as a tarot reader, sometimes it can be hard to deliver some of these not so positive messages, and you can just only hope that you can just only hope that the person receiving it is just in a state of mind to be able to receive these messages, because it is not always easy to give them. Okay. Who wants to be the bearer of bad news? Like, I sure don't. I sure as hell don't. But sometimes, it is what it is. And, that's where tarot comes into play, and it's just such a beautiful thing because you know you have the chance to kind of like turn it in your favor if you want to, right? So you have a little bit of an upper hand versus someone who doesn't know that it's coming and they kind of blindly go into the storm versus having the correct tools in order to prepare for it properly. Okay, so yeah, so this Queen of Wands, okay, this is Queen of Wands is basically telling me, yeah, so you just have to kind of like know and stand your ground, is basically what I'm seeing here. Yeah, so this is more fire energy. There's a lot of fire energy here. So you could be yourself, a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, with these wands cards here. And then the Tower, I'm getting a lot of Aries. Aries rising specifically is what I'm hearing. Or there could be somebody who has Aries rising or heavy Aries or first house placements that's coming to assist you, or you could have a lot of first house influence yourself. Um, First house, fifth house, and ninth house placements. One of those is what I'm getting heavy for you, because I see here that with this Knight of Cups, there is somebody who is going to be helping you. Maybe I'm getting for some of you like a younger sibling, because right, you have the Knight of Cups, which is like not a step down, but he serves basically the Queen of Wands. So there is somebody here with a younger energy that is going to be helping you out with the situation. They're on your side. So with this Five of Wands and this Ten of Pentacles in reverse here, I do see that while you are surrounded by a lot of people who may not agree, who may not necessarily agree with your decision, that you do have somebody here who does have compassion for what it is that you're going through. And I see that they will be helping you out in some way, shape, or fashion here. Whether they help you with this dispute that you could be having, or if they're helping you pack or helping you move, whatever it is, maybe placing a few phone calls to get some things situated in order for you, so you can have, you know, your ducks in a row when it's time to go. Basically, that's what I'm seeing here for you. So yeah, like I said, the you could be accused of kind of being selfish. I'm kind of seeing that, like there are some people who kind of see what you're doing as selfish, but if it truly was selfish, I would see this Queen of Wands more so in reversed, right? Because then she takes on more of like that negative aspect of fire energy. But I'm seeing here, honestly, that it is best for you. And, you know, I know sometimes when we're in this type of situation, it's easy for us to kind of blame ourselves and say that we're the ones in the wrong. How could I do this to somebody who I love, or something like that? But if you're doing what's best for you, you have to stand firm, okay, and what it is that you're doing, and trust spirit, that spirit is going to, you know, lead you in the right direction and in the right path. Okay, so yeah, so this may be out of nowhere for some, but you've been planning this probably for some time now. And I see here like success actually. Believe it or not, I see here that it actually does work out for you. You're headed in the right direction and into something that really brings you joy, brings you peace here with this river. Like this Knight of Cups is really giving me like this sense of like peace. So I'm surprised the Six of Swords hasn't come out. Let me check the bottom of this. Oh my goodness, look what was underneath the Knight of Cups. Like I said, you can't make this up. So you guys, unfortunately, are in an environment that really is just very contentious, you know, just kind of surrounded by people who just kind of argue all the time. And you're just, I'm getting a little bit of a black sheep vibe from this pile. You guys could be the black sheep of your group. And, you know, while you have a lot of spiritually unawake people around you. You, however, are connected to spirit. And I'm seeing here that you're basically moving away from this chaos basically, and into calmer waters. Wow, I didn't even like, yeah, I saw this Four of Swords here, but you know when you see something and you don't process it really too much. But yeah, I'm seeing here that this is basically what's happening. You're Queen of Wands, and you probably have had to be the Queen of Wands in this situation. And unfortunately, when we get to dealing with such a hostile environment all the time, you know, it does something to you. You get into a state of like defense mode all the time. You're in your masculine energy all the time, just having to defend yourself for basic things. I mean, so for some of you guys, it might even be your job. It might not be a house, but you might be leaving like a job or just some situation that brings a lot of strife and just headache, basically. So this is basically what's happening. So you're in that Queen of Wands, don't step to me unless I step to you type of energy, and you're moving to common waters into this pile three. So you're just kind of getting into a situation that's going to, let me leave this here because it's like a sequence of events here. So yeah, you're basically stepping into this. I'm sorry, I was distracted by something. Yeah, so you're basically stepping into a situation that's going to bring you a lot more peace. And I feel like you need it. Okay. Um, yeah, and I'm getting here that it's going to be something that either it's something that happens rapidly, because I'm getting here that you have been wanting this, or you've thought about this at least, you know, for some time, but there's something that's going to just happen out of nowhere that's going to be like, okay, that's it. I can't take this anymore. I can't take this anymore. And you're stepping out. You're getting out of this situation, and for the better. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what's going on. Oh, yeah, for your love life, it could be a relationship too. I mean, I really wasn't getting that too much, honestly, but it could be a relationship even for some of you guys. But let's see what oracle cards come out for your love life for the month of February. Oh, that flew out. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. So basically, like how I just said, freedom. Yeah. That Ten of Swords, you've had it, pile three, and you're over it. And look at her. She's in a cage, and there's this firefly, or not firefly, dragonfly, that's basically, handing her the key. Like, look, you need to get yourself out of here, woman. I mean, you could be a somebody who identify as male or masculine watching this video, but I mean, on the card, for the card's sake, it is a woman, and the dragonfly is like, here, get this key because you need to get out of here. All right, and that's exactly what you're doing, and willpower. Yeah, so that's heavy Queen of Wands energy right there. Okay, so you're no more dealing with this contentious environment. Okay, just go ahead and get out of it. Yeah, that's interesting because I really wasn't getting like a romantic relationship here. Even though like there's this Knight of Cups here, it honestly wasn't giving me too much of a romantic vibe, if I'm being honest. I mean, he's facing away from the Queen of Wands, so it really was giving me something just kind of like somebody who cares for you, like a friend or like a younger family member. But let's see what the oracle card comes out for your personal life. Clarity. Yes. And you'll be needing it. You'll gain a lot of clarity once you're out of that situation here. Yeah, so I'm really sorry that you have to go through this because, I mean, I can't say haven't we all been there, but I can say me personally, I have been there. And just in my home environment growing up, it was just very contentious. And, I always just felt very different. I just can relate to this group so bad or so good, however you want to see it, because I couldn't take it. I mean, just like having to pay my own bills was worth it to me. You know what I mean? And I just had like so much more space and room to be who I wanted. So, just like that, this clarity, this Queen of Wands, you don't have to, put on a facade or anything like that, or you don't have to like be always on defense mode or always on edge. You never know when you're going to do something or say something that bothers somebody. You just have that space to be yourself. All right, so let's see what's going on with your spiritual life. Yeah, and don't blame yourself. I was getting this energy of like just kind of feeling like, I don't know, I'm getting this, I'm hearing like you're so selfish. I'm hearing that, like, or just this accusation, you know, for you doing what you feel like you have to do for yourself. And yeah, I mean, you go from the Five of Wands. And let me just explain, because the Five of Wands in the original Rider Waite Smith card is a bunch of people basically with big sticks hitting each other. And they're not hitting each other, they're hitting each other's sticks. So it's just like a clash of ego, basically. That's how I read the Five of Wands, is the clash of ego. So it could be external, like, just people with big egos, or it could be internal, you struggling with your own ego and what to do. Wow. See, what I say? What did I say? You can't, like I said, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up. And that's why I just love tarot and I love doing what I do, because, you just get these confirmation, and I love that tarot and everything. It's just a way, it helps me be seen. It helps me feel seen. It helps me feel heard. You know what I mean? Because it's a reflection of what's already going on. And it's just that clarity, right? Of what to do in a given situation, especially if, you're at odds with yourself and you're kind of like wondering, should I or shouldn't I? Well, let me tell you, this tower is going to come, because right after the tower is the star card. Funny enough, and that's the card of healing, you know, and I'm really feeling like you need it, pile three. So let's go ahead and grab some oracle cards to just see what advice. Yeah, with this Seven of Swords, I mean, I just feel like they know you're just not in somewhere you need to be, but it feels like a little bit of a power dynamic, if I'm being honest. Like a power struggle, I think is the word. Yeah, you could be dealing with Scorpio. Um, I heard Scorpio, but it could be any water sign with this Knight of Cups here. Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. That could be helping you. Take a leap of faith, trust the great mystery, and trust in divine detours. I couldn't make this up if I tried. Let's see how is this focusing on the camera? Oh my God, shut up. I'm so sorry about that. Because like I don't know, hopefully the camera was in focus. Let me adjust this glare as well. There, hopefully you can see that, okay? So if it didn't show on the camera earlier, I hope that it did. But these were the three oracle cards that we got. The first card that came out was Grasshopper Spirit, take a leap of faith. Yeah, pile number 3, you got to take that leap of faith. Because I see here that, you've had a lot of internal struggle here. And like, even though it's going to seem like a tower moment initially, it's going to feel like you have no handle on anything. Do you really want to keep dealing with this situation here? This situation here where 7 of Swords, 10 of Swords. I mean, it's looking like you might even be dealing with somebody who has plans on kind of, for lack of a better term, looking to kind of stab you in the back or betray you in some type of way if they haven't already. And so if you haven't gotten out of this situation yet, I'm really seeing where it would work in your favor to do so. Okay? Like I said, after the Tower card comes the Star card, which is for healing. Trust the great mystery. I mean, do I even need to explain that? And trust in divine detours. So really, it's kind of funny that all 3 cards are essentially a reiteration of what the first card is. um, I just see it as kind of like the same. Trust the great mystery, because like, even though you don't know what, because sometimes people say, oh, better a known evil than an unknown evil. And is it really better? I mean, because you have the opportunity here with clarity to create the type of environment that you want. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit hard if you don't initially know what you're doing, but I'm seeing here with that Knight of Cups that you have help. If you ask for it, if you extend, if you just kind of express that you need help to somebody, there's help available. And finally, in trust and divine detours, you just have to understand that sometimes rejection is divine protection. And, this is all happening for you, not to you. Okay, so just let it work in your benefit. Okay, so that's all the messages that I have for you today, pile number 3. I hope the messages resonated with you. If it did, please like, comment, and subscribe. You can share the video if you like to a friend who you feel like may need these messages. Because it sounds like they do. They need a little peace of mind. But anyway, I hope to see you soon. Thank you again. Bye.